Good morning, all you fabulous people. We had a set release this weekend, so everything's just kind of crazy. Without further ado, Fyendal's collection, code JCH gets you a free month of premium. Thank you all for 271 subs and all your views. We'll start off with the Marvel Heroes from part the mistveil. They are kind of interesting. So new, I expected to be right around 300, with kind of similar to the Kasai situation. Got waifu tax there, as well as she's very good. Or just good in general. Enigma 215, I think that's fair as well. I do think Zen as the adult at 169 is kind of low. I expected more people to play Ninja and get excited about it, but I think the kind of kicker there is it's an old play style that basically just got new cards for it, whereas new and Enigma are basically they're classes, but they got entirely new play styles. The Enigma Young, I think, is way overpriced. I think it is one of the most beautiful Marvels in the set, but only one sold release day at 200, which was crazy, and it's slowly been trickling down. People really haven't been wanting to drop it that low, unlike some of the other stuff. I think this right now a fair price is about $100. I fully expect it to go down. All these young heroes, New and Zen and Enigma, in a month or so, I expect to be around $50, if not lower. So we'll look out for that. The other interesting point here is I think there has been 0 young Zens sold, which also surprises me for Blitz, but I think a fair price for Zen is the cold foil Zen is probably like $40 right now if you offer for one, because none have been sold, which is just wild for a pre-release weekend. One of the box hits not to really sell. New at 75 or 78. There's been a few sales there, which I find is interesting. I think this one's probably fair at the moment, and probably down the road. I think you wait on most of these still. Let them settle. The Sacred Art Lunar Shine, I think, is the best one. The Majestic Legendary Transcend cards. And I think it's the cheapest, which is kind of wild. Just wanted to point that one out. On to other stuff. Enigma New Moon. You can't give these away, basically. This is wild. $33 for a gold pack. It's a 1 in 20 box hit or 1 in 5 case hit, which is pretty crazy. This is like on par basically with Bright Lights Marvel's pricing. I do think she's going to be pretty good. I kind of want to play her, but I'm still waiting. I said I'd buy one under 40, but after they dropped like a rock, I'm holding off a little bit longer. There's going to be a ton of the rainbow foils. The Marvel is just going to be unobtainium for most people. I expect the Marvel to be 1 to 2K, but we'll see where that lands. Mistcloak Goalie, the rainbow foil, is under $100. I've even seen some for the rainbow foil on like Facebook for like $60-$70. I'd hold off on this. The cold foil is getting back to reasonable pricing. I saw a few over the weekend at like $240, $250, and I didn't really see them or see them sell on Facebook. I think this probably still has a little room to go down. I think the main reason this is going so slow is because the rainbow foil has a non-foil chi back, whereas this has a Marvel chi back. So I think it has a little bit of premium there on top of it. I think anything under $200 is probably a good price to pick this up. If not in a month or two, maybe $150, but I think anything under $200 is probably going to be pretty fair on this. We already mentioned this one. Also this one as well. Meridian Pathway, the rainbow foil, is I think it's the second cheapest legendary at the moment. The rainbow foil is really good looking. I think it's just kind of hard to play. It's more of a chi transcend focused, which I think I'm leaning towards more of a turtle focus as opposed to having a bunch of no blocks in your deck kind of thing. But doesn't mean it's not playable, and it's still a gorgeous card. I think the only cheaper legendary is the Gauntlet. That's virtually unplayable at the moment, but we shall see. Stonewall Gauntlet, I think anything under $20 for being 3 days after release is a good pickup for this. Personally, I like the cold foil, but I think I'm waiting for it to be under like $50 before I pick it up. Just for a collection, and I think the cold foiling I've seen has looked really good. Traverse, the rainbow foil is about $90. I think this is probably fair at the moment. I think it has a little room to drop to like $70 to $80. Not very much more room to drop. The cold foil was interesting though over the weekend. The cold foil had hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. There was quite a few at like 170, 145, 150 even. I even saw on TCG's Ted's Discord, there was 2 listed at 145. 2 members bought them, and then within like 2 hours, basically the sellers got back to the buyers and was like, we no longer have these, or we listed the rainbow foil as cold foil on accident. And then ever since then, it's sold out a bunch more and went higher back to 205. I think anything from like eventually 150 to 175 is probably a fair price once these fill back in. But the cold foil I think is a little bit too expensive for me at the moment. To put this in perspective, only 3 heroes can use this, and this is basically the same price as Balance of Justice right now, and it's more expensive than Crown of Providence and stuff like that. But the cold foil EA is very good looking as well. Weakest link. This one I personally think this card is anything under $10 for the non-foil is pretty good. This card's good against all the Transcend heroes. It's good against Prism. It's good against Enigma. It's good against Brute. It's good. So it's good into probably 20 to 30% of the field. So under $10 for a sideboard card that's pretty solid, I would say. And when it hits, it hits. Rainbow foil, I've been dancing with this. I think I need to pick up a playset at like right here. I think this is pretty good. I just picked up a playset of non-foils for like $7.50 a piece. It is a generic attack that blocks 3 and is 6 power, so it is technically a popper. So I think this card is very good. Rowdy Locals, I find this card kind of similar to Weakest Link. I picked up a set for $2 a piece. It's a generic Majestic. Anything under $2 for a generic Majestic I think is pickup, because you never know when it becomes snag or it becomes very good in the meta, and then all of a sudden it's $20, $30, $40. So I think this is a good card. It's a blue block 3 that's got 2 power attack, which is pretty good. And its effect is also decent, especially if you have tokens or whatever else in hand. Like Phoenix Flames or Slither tokens or that kind of stuff that you can make it buff to a 0-4. Widespread Annihilation. The rainbow foil has come back down to earth from its spike a few weeks back when the Eloquent Eulogy was announced. Back down to the normal price of like $25, $27. So if you wanted these, I think pick these up now again. Command and Conquer Fabled is slowly trickling down. I believe it's almost to its all-time low of like $630, $590 wasn't a real price. But I think this is a great collector's piece and of one of the best cards in the game. Prismatic Leyline, same thing as kind of Rowdy Locals. I think this is a pretty situational deck. If you can make the card, it's a generic, and it can be up to in maybe Fantasy World, 6 value. But I think somebody like Katsu or maybe like a Phi that could go wide with 0 costs could get quite a bit of value out of this. Playing like a blue brand with Cinderclaw into another a yellow brand with Cinderclaw, recall Phoenix Flame, and then you get 6 points of value out of it, which is pretty good. And then you have another card in hand, hopefully, to pitch and do like Emberblade or something as well. So this card, I think, is pretty good. $2.50. I think it's worth picking up at least your playset. It may go a little lower, but the floor is so low on this compared to the ceiling, so I would pick these up now. Shadow Realm Horror, $7 for the non-foil. I think this all depends on how good Levia is and then how big the player base of Levia becomes based off of how good Levia is. I think $5 to $10 is pretty fair for just being a Levia card, basically. I do think if she comes meta, this quickly becomes Tome of Imperial Flame level pricing, $20, $30, $40 every day until she LLs. But we shall see. Oh, already talked about Weakest Link. Now, kind of outside of the Part the Mistveil stuff that I just kind of wanted to touch on. KO Armed and Part the Mistveil. Everything's basically going down. There's very few cards going up at the moment. I think within the week, maybe next week, we can start to see things most things settle, and then finding the kind of the good stuff out of the set that will spike. Enigma did win I think it was a Battle Hardened this past weekend. So keep an eye on those. But anyway, KO Armed and Dangerous, the Marvel from Heavy Hitters for the adult is $152, which is the cheapest it's been by about $25. It looks like a couple weeks back. Just none are really selling, so it's just trickling down. So if you wanted a KO Marvel, I think $130 to $145 is a really good pickup price privately, and then $152 is pretty good price for online. Apex Bonebreaker, the cold foil, is slowly trickling down as well, which is interesting because there seems to be a decent amount of sales. Just yesterday, $84, and then $92 a few days ago. So $80 seems like a pretty good price, especially considering the rainbow foil is moving up and is at $50. I think this is going to be the arm piece for a while for basically any brute, unless it's more kind of situational to a specific class or talent. But this card is just so good for brute. I wanted to point these out, the Spectral Shield tokens. These come in the gold pack. They're just alternate color Spectral Shield tokens. I think this is just kind of wild. These are non-foil, just green or black, or green or white Spectral Shield tokens. $10 for these seems a bit steep for me, because there is also, this guy has 8 lists. There's like 30-40 lists of these, but the crazy thing is people are buying them. I do think at $2 I'd buy them. At $10 I don't think it's worth it. And even $2 for a non-foil alternate token is a bit much for me. Betsy, the Young Marvel, $15. I think this is a steal. If you are in the market for any kind of collector's piece, that's just an absolute steal. That will probably... It doesn't have much more room to go down for how rare these are. It probably goes down the road, probably has a decent room to grow upwards, but $15 for a Marvel from Heavy Hitters is pretty good. Surgical Extraction is moving up as well. I was surprised it took this long to move up, but I guess people were just waiting to see if it made sense and new. $30 for the non-foil. The rainbow foil's gone absolutely crazy. I'm actually the cheapest one on the market at $67. I just had one in the market in the closet, and I was like, crap, I need to list this, because I didn't, a couple weeks ago it was like 20, at 35, and I was like, oh, I'll just keep it for that rare. But if you want to hit me up, Miraging Metamorph, we called this one. The non-foil is $21, and the rainbow foil I think is pretty much depleted. Yeah, $40 for the rainbow foil. Wish I kept some, but whatever. I've just been flipping collections, so I've basically been getting all my value off the buy, not the sell. Anyway, this card is just so good. I still think at $20 is still fair or good price. It's a 1 for 7. It blocks for 3. And when this is popped or destroyed, it creates a token copy of an aura you have. So you basically get value out of it either way, because it's 7 attack if it doesn't get popped, which is crazy for 1 cost. And it's a 3 block, which unless you're just absolutely desperate at the end of the game, it does block, which is great, and it blocks 3. But this card for copying an aura even when it doesn't go through is just crazy. Ancestral Harmony also went pretty crazy this past weekend, up to $30 for the non-foil, and the rainbow foil is also $30. So pick up the rainbow foil over the non-foil. I think this is just off of Zen Hype. They've buffing cards with combo is pretty good. Also, I think Katsu did pretty well in that Battle Hardened, that Enigma one as well. I think he was second. So turns out when the Warriors are getting preyed on by the illusionists, and Katsu preys on the illusionists a little bit, or just goes wide, it's just kind of crazy. Levels of Enlightenment, I think at $35, this card, or $40 because it's shipping, is pretty crazy. I'd wait for this to cool off a little bit again. These were about $20 all weekend, and then all of a sudden spiked. I think $30 to $20 is probably pretty fair for it. This is, once again, it's a 3-hero card, but I think most of the heroes are going to run it. It's just very universally good. Vambrace Rainbow Foil is about the same at $20. It's slowly trickling up, but the cold foil is popping, baby. If you have some cold foils and you don't want them, I'd start thinking about offloading these. These are kind of crazy. These were $20 like 2 months ago. Turns out Enigma being able to prevent a bunch of damage, this card just kind of shuts her down when you want her to. Snag also has gone crazy. $20 for a crew Majestic that seems to shut down new pretty well. Seems pretty good. I think $20 is pretty high for this. I'd say $10 to $15, but it is a generic, so I think at under $20 you're still getting pretty fair here. Being a generic makes the price go pretty crazy pretty quick. Dissolve Reality was used in the Enigma deck at the Battle Hardened, popped quite a bit. You might want to search your bulk for these, because these were, $2, $1 a week or so ago. The Rainbow Foil's slowly been trickling up. The Rainbow Foil right now is about $13. These, I'd pick these two up first before these non-foils at $10. And then they quickly disappeared to $16 to $18 to $30 for the Rainbow Foil. It is a 0-cost block 3, and it basically gives you a pseudo card advantage for your turn, basically. And lastly, Leave No Witnesses has gone crazy. $20 for the non-foil, and the rainbow foil is $25. This card, I think, is just going to be used in every assassin deck for a while until the pool gets bigger, and then maybe you can cycle it out, but this threatens Arsenal. It's a break point and is pretty good. That is all for today. Hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. Hope you guys had some crazy pulls from your boxes. I do think we're going to be opening a case on stream later of Part the Mistveil. So watch out for the live notifications. Thank you all for the support. Have a great day.